Hello and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Is Lewis Jackson right? Is HBAR a bad investment? Alright people, gather around, let's have a conversation. So, I saw a video recently by, again, Lewis Jackson about HBAR and the tokenomics of HBAR. And it basically led to him ultimately saying, not necessarily saying it's a bad investment, but he was basically saying it wasn't really an investment that he would personally want to be involved in. And I thought I'd just, first of all, watch the video to see what he actually has to say. And then, secondly, I'll give my reaction to his video and see what I personally think about the video and what I think about what he said about the tokenomics. So, for any of you guys who don't really know Lewis Jackson, just a very, very quick rundown. He's actually someone who started off with XRP. That was the token that really got him notoriety. And yeah, I think from there he was doing more digging, and he basically got into the whole ISO coin theory, where cryptocurrencies that are ISO compliant, as they say, are crypto coins that he said you should hold, basically, as he felt that these were coins that were going to be part of the new financial system that would benefit people in the future. Now, the first thing I will say here is this is not going to be a slanging match to diss Lewis or anything like that. This is just simply dissecting his video and giving a response. And the way he has done the video, it's not like he's suddenly just hating on HBAR and just, being completely disrespectful. He's not. He's just giving his opinion. So I'm going to do the same, right? I'm not going to, just be coming out here saying he's an idiot or anything like that. And hey, look, before I even start, there's certain things what he's saying is right. So I'm not here to completely just rain over his parade or anything like that. This is just me dissecting the video and giving thoughts on what he's saying. Okay, so let's just get to the point here then at this stage. So he's basically saying that HBAR isn't really a great investment. Why? Well, he's basically saying that the tokenomics of HBAR is what doesn't really make it ideal. Now, what he's referring to when he's talking about this is that HBAR have, I believe it's a 15-year plan, and that is to slowly keep releasing coins into circulation, okay? And this essentially bringing coins into circulation on a regular basis is pretty much basically diluting the market, because it obviously makes the value of the coins go down, okay? And so what he's basically saying is that due to this, it's going to take a lot more work for HBAR to rise in value. And so it's basically going to be a much more harder coin to generate a exponential profit from, basically, right? So let's get into this. He's definitely right in regards to the slow release of coins into circulation. As you already know, there were some coins released this month into circulation. So that's true. The thing I will say about this is the way you need to look at this, it really does depend on how you feel about with investing, right? Because, okay, people might say, oh, well, this means it's going to be a much slower investment to see your return, because they're basically saying their plan is to try and make it more stable. They are actually trying to avoid it being a thing where the price is highly volatile due to wild speculation. Now, this comes down to your opinion, right, and how you are as an investor, because you can look at this in a good way or a bad way. It just depends on your viewpoint, realistically, because yes, you might say, okay, well, it can't get these massive price swings like other cryptos may be able to get. But then on the other side, you could say it's a stable investment. And to me, on one end, I would actually say that's a positive, right? Because while, okay, it may not get massive price swings like another crypto might, it's still going to stably grow. And it also means, for example, when we saw Terra Luna, the whole collapse, something like that with Hedera, a lot less likely. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to make out what happened with Terra Luna was basically due to nefarious activity of one of the owners, right? So I'm not trying to misconstrue the situation there, but what I'm saying is that there are coins that are not going to make it long term, okay? There are coins out here, cryptocurrencies that are not going to be here long term. I think that's safe to say is a fact pretty much, okay? So when we're investing in cryptocurrencies right now, we're hedging our bets on the ones that are going to ultimately have longevity and what are going to still be here in the long term, right? And so when you look at all of Hedera's pros, right, to me, it outweighs the cons because you've got, for example, the governing council with huge amount of members and huge companies who are working with Hedera. You've got the fact that you can actually see people are leaving Ethereum to go to Hedera. You've got huge companies who are developing on Hedera. So there's a lot of things about Hedera that I can already see that lets me know long term this has a future, right? And so while you may think, okay, this coin may not just rally thousands upon thousands of %, but hey, this could be your safe investment. This could be your investment that you can actually sleep at night, not wondering if it's going to collapse the next day or if it's going to just wildly drop in value. So I think when it comes to that kind of thing, it does depend on your viewpoint, because I will say this about Lewis. As I say, he's someone who's invested in XRP, right? And he's a person who believes XRP is going to go up to like $10,000 and that kind of thing, right? So he's really looking for that, like, that real moonshot of wealth. He really believes like it's going to be that kind of price potential through XRP. Now, me personally, I don't agree with that, right? I don't agree that it's going to go to those kind of numbers. And so while I still believe I'm going to make money out of XRP because I am an XRP holder, I don't believe I'm going to make the kind of money that Lewis thinks he's going to make. So I think from that perspective, he may be thinking, well, XRP is going to make me this much money, so why would I invest in HBAR when it's going to be a much slower price of return? But for me, I'm about diversification first and foremost. I don't just invest in one cryptocurrency. And this is where, as I said before, it's about peace of mind, because HBAR is one of the cryptocurrencies that I don't really worry about. HBAR is one of the cryptocurrencies that I think I actually believe long term I'm going to profit from. I don't know how long that may take, but I do believe I will profit from it long term. So yes, the tokenomics are kind of designed to stagger the growth. So it is kind of like a slow, continuous flow rather than huge upswings. But to me, again, that just depends on your investment strategy. If you are just going for these cryptocurrencies that you hope are going to just hugely fly off the handle and go up X amount of %, then okay, cool. But let me just say this. Whenever you're investing into a cryptocurrency, and this is XRP included, and I am an XRP holder, you don't know what's going to take off, and you don't know what's going to take off at what point, right? So let's just look at this, right? I'm going to say something here as an XRP holder, because I'm always just about being truthful here. I love XRP, right? I'm an XRP holder. But I'm going to be completely honest with you here. If I'd have invested some of the money, or all of the money that I invested into XRP, into a different coin during the last bull run, I could have made my life-changing wealth already, right? Now, I still believe I can make good wealth and profit from XRP long term. But the point that I'm making is, and this is with the benefit of hindsight, right? Because obviously if I knew what I know now, I obviously would have invested differently. So I'm talking with the benefit of hindsight. But the point that I'm making is that XRP hasn't made me the profit that I would like to see yet. I'm still waiting for that. And if I'm just being completely honest and factual, there are other cryptocurrencies that I could have invested in and I would have made profit by now. That's just me being completely honest. Now, I don't mind, because I'm happy with my choice, because I made it based on utility and research, and it made me believe in XRP. So I still think long term I will benefit from it. But if I'm just going to call a spade, and we're talking how Lewis is talking here, he's talking like, HBAR is a long-term investment. But hey, XRP is not exactly a quick investment. We've had to go through a lawsuit that's been going on for 2.5 years now. We're still waiting for the resolution of that lawsuit. We don't actually know if that's going to be positive or negative yet, because that could affect the price as well. If it's negative, that could be negative for XRP price also. So it's not like XRP is exactly this huge fast investment either. So I kind of think when you're looking at this, yes, I do understand what he's saying to a certain degree, but I also think that it just really does depend on your mentality, right? Now, one other thing I'll say is in regards to price swings, because obviously one of the things he was saying is that it would take a lot more for HBAR to have huge upswings. So I'm just going to quickly show you Hedera's price chart, okay? If we look at this now, here, basically as far back as we can go, which was down to 2019 in September, and you can see the price was just under 4 cents, right? If we look, it went up to at one stage up into the 50-cent region. Would you not consider that a huge price upswing? Would you not say that that's a huge price upswing? Because I would. Now, don't get me wrong, is it going to take a lot more for Hedera to have those kind of price upswings because of the token releases into circulation? Yeah, it is. But this is one thing that people don't seem to understand. There's more and more adoption happening with crypto every day. So the price potential is still there for Hedera because every day crypto is getting more and more adopted. So more and more value is flowing through the space, right? Like, look at what we've got now. You've got BlackRock looking to go for the ETF. You've got banks who are now starting to try and do custody and trying to bring in crypto services. I believe HSBC have released crypto services in Hong Kong. Deutsche Bank are looking to try and get into custody services for crypto. You're starting to see the bigger adoption. So as more institutional value comes in, that's more money coming into the space. So Hedera has still got the opportunity to do big numbers and big swings. There's still huge opportunity for Hedera. So I think this is something that, some people don't always look at all the way through. And yes, as I said before, it can come down to your opinion because, as I say, I'm not saying that Lewis is necessarily wrong in some of the points that he's made. He's not. But again, I think this comes down to your viewpoint. It comes down to what you're comfortable with as an investor. Because you could maybe go into another crypto and have the uncertainty of, is it going to last? How well is it going to do? Yes, it might go wildly up, but it could also go wildly down. Or you could go with Hedera. That to me, I look at Hedera like a safe bet, personally. That's what I look at it as. You've got so many companies who are here with them, partnerships, the governing council, just the things that they're releasing, tokenization on property, diamonds, all these kind of use cases that they've got going on. I look at Hedera like it shows to me that they are here to stay, personally. So even if it is a thing where it takes a bit longer for the profit to come, at least I can feel comfortable that the profit is going to come. I don't ever look at Hedera and think, is this company going to go down? I don't. I really do feel confident that it's here for the long term. So while yes, you might look at other companies and think you want to take that risk, I look at it as, hey, that's the safe bet. That's the safe bet where I can put my money in and I can feel comfortable that I am going to make a return on my investment. And as I say, I still think come the next bull run, I still think HBAR has huge potential. And just one other thing, HBAR has only had one bull run rally. So it's only had one multiplier effect, right? Basically, the way this works is when cryptos have been in bull runs, the more times they've been in bull runs, the less the multiplier effect goes because there's more value in them, so it takes more. So for example, for Bitcoin to go up, let's say 50% now, how much value has to get added to its market cap already has to be a lot more. Whereas because HBAR's market cap is so much smaller, it doesn't take nowhere near as much for it to double in value, right? So you can get a lot more money out of HBAR than you could Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin's seen numerous bull runs, right? So it's not going to keep doing the same type of price jumps each time. It gets less and less each time, the more money that comes in. Hedera's only had one bull run. So the next multiplier effect can still be very high. And yes, it's going to take more because of the token dilution, yes, but still, if we're talking about institutional value for the next bull run, let's say the institutions are involved, where do you think this is going to go? And the price is still so low right now, you've got the chance to invest a lot of money into this to make more profit. Hedera is very low right now. So you've got a golden opportunity to get this now while it's cheap, to get in for the big price boost. So the opportunity is still there in my opinion. So I'll leave it there. As I say, overall, I'm not disagreeing with everything that Lewis has said. But as I say, I do think some of this just comes down to your mentality as an investor. While yes, I am involved in XRP and I'm involved in other cryptos, I'm not just looking at this as just like a get rich quick scheme. I do understand that one, I've been in this space long enough to know that this isn't a get rich quick scheme. If you was in the very early days, yeah, cool. But at this point now, it's a thing where you've got to wait it out. It's not just going to come overnight, unless you get very lucky and get involved in something like Pepe or something like that. You know, it's one of those, like, yes, there are the outliers that happen, but those are not common. So at this point, it's investing in what you really think has a future and sticking on that to see the investment through. So I'll leave it there. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with Lewis Jackson? Do you think HBAR is a bad investment? Or do you disagree? Do you think HBAR is a great investment and you've got a lot of hope for its future and don't believe that the token dilution is going to really affect the price overall? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like and subscribe. But until next time, take care.